It's Wednesday afternoon, the 22nd of August 2023, Municipal Court of Providence. Judge Frank Caprio, presiding. The clock strikes 1:30 p.m. when 17-year-old Blake Ashford storms into the courtroom. Like a soldier charging enemy lines, his jaw is clenched so tight it could crack stone, and his once perfect designer clothes now look like they barely survived a fistfight. Blake isn't just angry, he's radiating the kind of explosive, spoiled fury that comes from a lifetime of getting everything handed to him, until life finally dares to say no. It's his third appearance before Judge Caprio in just 6 months. But today, something is different. His mother, Victoria Ashford, sits trembling in the front row, wringing her shaken hands as she watches her son pace like a raging storm trapped in human form. What makes this hearing truly volatile isn't just Blake's escalating behavior. It's what happened outside the courthouse, barely 10 minutes earlier, when his mother gently suggested he take responsibility, and Blake nearly exploded. The bailiff calls out, "The state of Rhode Island versus Blake, Jonathan Ashford. Charges: reckless endangerment, assault on a public servant, destruction of property, and violation of probation." Judge Caprio lifts his eyes, immediately sensing the chaos brewing in the teen. "Mr. Ashford, approach the bench and state your name." Blake stops pacing, shoots a venomous glare at his mother, and then at the court. "Blake Ashford, and before this circus even starts, let me just say, I'm only here because my incompetent mother couldn't handle it like she promised." A heavy silence smothers the room. Judge Caprio slowly removes his glasses. "Mr. Ashford, did you just blame your mother for your legal trouble?" Blake whips around, pointing directly at Victoria. "Yes, I did. Mom, you said Dad's connections would make this disappear. Instead, I'm standing here looking like an idiot." Victoria blushes with humiliation. "Blake, please, lower your voice. This is a courtroom." Blake only grows louder. "Don't tell me to lower my voice. You messed everything up. First, you let Dad fly to Europe, then you hire some bargain bin lawyer instead of our attorney." Judge Caprio stands in action that freezes the entire courtroom. "Mr. Ashford, you will not raise your voice to your mother in my courtroom." Blake swings his fury toward the judge. "I'll raise my voice to whoever I want. This is her fault. She was supposed to fix it." Victoria tries to speak, voice trembling. "Your Honor, Blake is under a lot of stress." "Shut up, MOM. Blake roars. "You make everything worse. You're useless." Gasps erupt, even for Judge Caprio, a man who has seen everything. Watching a teenager shred his mother in public is unlike anything he's witnessed. "Mr. Ashford, sit down." Blake ignores him, eyes locked on his mother like a predator. "You know why Dad left you in charge? Because he knows you crumble under pressure. You always crumble." Victoria's tears spill. "Blake, please stop. You're making this worse." "Oh, I'm making it worse. You had one job, keep me out of court, and you couldn't even do that." Judge Caprio's voice cracks like thunder. "Bailiff Martinez." The bailiff moves instantly. "Restrain Mr. Ashford. He is in contempt of court for verbal abuse and disruptive behavior." Blake back. "Wait, what? You can't arrest me for talking to my own mother, for verbally abusing her." Judge Caprio replies coldly, "and disrespecting this court." Victoria stands, desperate. "Your Honor, please. This isn't who he really is." Blake spins on her like a whip. "Stop defending me. Everything you touch turns to garbage." Victoria flinches, like she's been hit. "Blake, I'm trying to help you. Help. You're humiliating me." Crying like some helpless victim. "This is why Dad doesn't respect you." Victoria breaks completely, sobbing into her hands. Judge Caprio's patience evaporates. "Mr. Ashford, your mother is crying because she is watching her son display complete moral collapse." Blake laughs bitterly. "Moral collapse? My mother thinks money fixes everything. She doesn't know anything about real problems." Victoria whispers through tears. "Blake, every sacrifice I've made was for you. Stop lying. You did everything for yourself. You wanted the perfect son for your perfect lifestyle." Victoria shakes her head helplessly. "Blake, I love you. Then why didn't you fix this?" She answers softly. "The law firm said your case was too serious. Then you should have used better connections." Blake screams. "You should have called grandfather." Judge Caprio steps forward. "Your mother cannot buy your innocence. Mr. Ashford, she cannot erase your choices." Blake snaps. "I don't need her. Oh, are you? My grandfather owns half the judges in this state. He'll have you removed." Victoria gasps. "Blake, stop. I'm done listening to you. Grandfather was right. You're too weak." That's the moment Judge Caprio has heard enough. "Mr. Ashford," he declares, "you have insulted your mother, threatened a judge, and shown absolute contempt for everyone trying to help you. Blake crosses his arms. Whatever. Do your worst. Judge Caprio delivers a line the courtroom will never forget. Mr. Ashford, your family can appeal a sentence, but not your character. Victoria pleads one last time. Please, Your Honor, don't give up on him. Blake snaps. Stop begging. You're embarrassing me. Judge Caprio responds sharply. And that, Mrs. Ashford, is why 60 days in juvenile detention are necessary. Blake's bravado collapses. 60 days. For talking, for abusing your mother, Judge Caprio says, and proving you are not ready to function respectfully in society. Victoria cries openly. Your Honor, please don't beg for me. Blake spits. I told you to shut up. Judge Caprio ends it with finality. Bailiffs, take him. As they restrain him, Blake fires one last arrow at his mother. This is your fault. You ruined everything. Victoria whispers through tears. I love you, Blake. I'll be here when you get out. He is dragged away screaming. I don't need you. I don't need anyone. 60 days later, Blake returns. No designer clothes. No arrogant posture. No fire in his eyes. Just a humbled boy in a detention uniform. Beside him stands the same mother he tore apart 2 months earlier. Judge Caprio looks at him. Mr. Ashford, what have the last 60 days taught you? Blake's voice is barely a whisper. I learned that my mother was protecting me from consequences I needed. I learned that hurting her was the worst thing I've ever done. Judge Caprio asks, and what have you learned about respect? Blake swallows hard. I learned that respect is earned, not demanded. And I threw away someone who loved me more than anyone ever will. Judge Caprio nods. And accountability. I learned that I was the problem. Blake admits. Not my mother. Not anyone else. Me. Judge Caprio gestures toward Victoria. What would you like to say to her? Blake turns, tears forming. Mom, I'm sorry. For everything. For yelling. For blaming. For humiliating you. For calling you weak when you were the strongest person in my life. Victoria rises. Tears of hope, now replacing despair. I forgive you, Blake. I never stopped loving you. Judge Caprio delivers the final ruling. You are released today, but your lesson continues. You will complete 300 hours of community service with families affected by domestic violence. Families who lost mothers who tried to protect them. Blake nods without hesitation. Yes, Your Honor. And, Judge Caprio adds, weekly counseling for anger and family relationships. Yes, Your Honor. Victoria wipes her tears. I'll support him, but not protect him from what he needs to learn. As they walk out together, the courtroom feels the weight of something deeper. Painful truth that sometimes the strongest kind of love is the love that lets a child face consequences. Blake walked in believing his mother's love meant she'd shield him. He walked out knowing her love meant helping him grow, even when it hurt. And sometimes, the harshest punishment becomes the greatest gift.